It's time for the CWSFL Casual Draft Night. Man, we got AWS in here ready to rock and roll as we got the Season 11 Rookie Draft. We got our guy Jay Wood with us here, ready to rock and roll. CWSFL legend, longtime receiver here in the league, won a Gold Ball as well. For your draft coverage, we got a good one here. We got 30 prospects ready to rock and roll and hear their name called. Find out what team they're going to and where they're about to start these careers. See if we have any in-draft trades or anything like that happens. Who knows? Trade market's been kind of quiet here so far this offseason, so we don't know if we'll see any trades get going, but we'll see how this one looks. But yeah, we got a lot of prospects ready to go. Some great names coming off the board. We're gonna find out if the big man, 3-time defensive MVP of the Prospect Bowl, Jaden Harrison Jr., if he will continue to be that top prospect everyone is expecting, or is he gonna fall into the draft? We'll have to find out. We got a lot of family ties here to the CWSFL looking to get drafted. So we'll have to see where some of these teams go. Looks like the draft is getting ready to begin. We'll have the Houston Stags on the clock first here. Honestly, they lost some defense in the offseason and free agency. Lost a couple on the D-line to retirement. They could go really any way on defense.
I felt the Blackguards won that trade right there, getting Edward Bonema. And so,
yeah, I think that became a really good trade now for the Blackguard. Look at that with the first overall pick. The Houston Stags select Jaden Harrison Jr. Just like that, the number one prospect, 5-star coming into this draft, looking like the standout number one, which is something we haven't seen in a few seasons now. Goes number one. I believe he's got a big bonus TPE coming on his first paycheck from those defensive prospect bowls MVPs that he won. Wow.
What a great pick by the Stags.
Yeah, what a great pick. Bermuda Blackguards are on the clock here at number 2. They originally had the first 2 picks in the draft. The second pick belongs to the Pharaohs, but they got it through trade, and their first overall pick, well, it was theirs from going 0-10. But yeah, like you said, they won that trade up, I think so as well, by getting Bamoa. They gave up the first overall, but man, they got a great defensive lineman out of that. Award-winning at that. Oh, wow. Great pickup right here with the second overall pick, Adrian Higgins, wide receiver.
Now, the Blackguards often kind of remind you of the last time. Maybe the pivot.
Higgins is a great pickup right there. I believe also has an offensive MVP as well. Wow. Receiver to go with that new quarterback signing at Hunter Jackson that they got. Speaking of Hunter Jackson, his former team, the Gazelles, are now on the clock, and here's where things get tricky. The Gazelles lost a lot this past season.
They have absolutely.
I mean, they do need a quarterback. Not sure if they'll take that here. With not many teams needing one, they may let that come to them later in the draft. Oh, look at that. Mike Vick Jr. with the 3rd overall pick to the Ghana Gazelles. Also joining the front office as a part of the general management team with the Gazelles, looking to help build that team in the future into a contender, a part of 3 GMs in 3 seasons.
You wanna know what I think about this pick right here?
What you got?
I don't like. See, since he joined the front office of the Ghana Gazelles, they technically have until the 3rd round to get without nobody being able to pick. Them taking them the first round is not good, because they could have spent on like a defense, a wide receiver, O-line, kicker, but they spent on a quarterback that could have drafted in the third round.
Wow, Puma selected defensive lineman with the 4th overall pick, and it is Frank. Ooh, great pickup right there. Good defensive lineman. I'm not sure how the ties are there with the family. We'll have to get more research in on that one, but I believe related to AJ Bourne in some way. Was a great linebacker in the CWSFL for a long time, played for a few good teams, and now family tree is moving on over to the Sao Paulo Pumas. Ooh, now we got the Argos Pegasi on the clock for our 5th pick here in the first round. Honestly, there's not many holes this team needs to fill. You got some family ties to the Pegasi with Jamari Woods. What direction you think here?
So I have after owner the Pegasus, so I always have a chat with the Pegasus, chat with the front office, and they said they want a defensive player. They said they know who they want, and they said they know they're gonna get them no matter what. So I'm thinking I know who it is, but I'm just gonna let it play out.
It looks like we about to find out. Tristan Moore Jr., linebacker, Pegasi. Look at that. Family ties going over from the Pharaohs across the division to Argos. Look at that. Great pickup. Good, strong linebacker. Should have a great career and a great future with the Pegasi. Couldn't ask for a much better pick right there from them when you needed a defensive player. And now Houston Stags are back on the clock for their 2nd pick here in this first round. For a team that lost some stuff on the defense this offseason, having 2 first-round picks does really help out when you're trying to retool to go back at it again next season. Ooh, JJ with the 6th overall pick going to Houston. Look at that. Another family ties as well. Related to TJ, who played on the D-line for the Stags, had a great career there these past few seasons, and helped changing the culture as well in Houston to what it is now. Now JJ gets to go finish what he started.
No, I think I know what the Stags are doing. They're building chemistry. They build chemistry. They've seen these guys since they were young, since they were little kids. Come to see their little cousin, their uncle play, and now they're in the league now, and now they're used to the atmosphere and all that.
Similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers route, keeping guys in house, but Berlin Hellhounds are on the clock here for the 7th overall pick, and believe they got some questions here on what they're gonna go. Oh, Zachary James, linebacker. Look at that. Great pickup for the Berlin Hellhounds. Honestly, not sure where Zachary's going to play. The linebacker unit looks a little full there with Berlin, but I'm sure he's going to find a way. Great player, great prospect. I also heard that there was some teams, multiple teams as well, looking to try to trade up to get Zachary James here at the 7th pick, but Berlin, I guess, didn't like the offers or didn't want to hear it, and they stuck with him. Great pickup right there for the Hounds.
No, if you get drafted to the Hellhounds, I expect to change your position.
Hey, sometimes activity is the best position to be. But the Minnesota Polar Bears are on the clock here with the 8th overall pick. They need defensive linemen. That's exactly what they need. But coming in now, late right before this draft with losing Drew Davis, they do need linebackers. But, ooh, they decided to stick with the defensive line here with the 8th overall pick. The Minnesota Polar Bears are going dog. Great pickup. Wow. Chose not to follow his brother's foot, or his, not brother, in the pop's footsteps into the NFL, and chose to head on over here to the CWSFL. Unbelievable. And look at that. Bangkok Pandas are on the clock for what looks like at the moment could be their only selection here in the draft. Not sure where they're going to go here, as the roster is pretty full. Could select just about anything. So we'll have to see how they choose to play this. The 9th overall pick. Bangkok Pandas are probably going to look at picking up Jackson Andrews, defensive back.
This is a good pick. This is big right here. After losing Nathan Body, pretty sure they picked up the defensive player in 2 days.
They picked up
But
Jay Rugga from the Pharaohs, so the defensive back unit is a little little full, but there, Jackson Andrews is and the combine let it be known that in his interviews that he is versatile and can play multiple things on the defense.
that's a good trade to always have because that means you always have a spot on some team. 'Cause every team needs something, no matter what.
Yep, and if you're willing to do one of those things, man, you can help fill the spot and really help fill a spot for a team in a good way. Like the Bermuda Blackguard, look at that! Wow, coming in here, 10th pick. Daniel Cross, defensive back. Wow, they picked up this first rounder from the Lancers. They gave him 2 first rounders. Could have had 3, but they got 2 first rounders. And that is just a great pick right there. Daniel Cross. They needed a defensive back, and they got a defensive back.
See, this is a good run from the Blackguard right now. 2 good picks, a very good free agency. Good players. This is all they could ask for right here in this free agency offseason.
And that'll do it for our first round here. We've seen 10 prospects go off the board, and it has been a lot of fun so far. So I think honestly the Stags did a really good job in getting Jaden Harrison Jr. and JJ stud at linebacker. Then you go get stud at defensive back, who also has a huge bonus coming on his first paycheck from those defensive MVPs. Right now, they're looking like they did their thing with that first round.
Yeah, I think the Blackguards are having a very good draft. Good and effective.
Blackguard are having a good draft as well, especially coming off that great offseason. Man, I have to agree with you there too. They are looking like they're killing it so far in this draft. But it's time to get our second round underway, where we got the Egypt Pharaohs picking here at it's the 11th overall pick, first pick in the second round. Originally the Blackguards pick, but Pharaohs got it through trade, and they lost a lot on not on the defense. They lost a lot just about everywhere, but the offense looks about as solid as it can be right now. They need to go defense, and they do just that. Look at that crazy tomato, the 3rd defensive lineman to the Pharaohs. Wow.
After having no D-line on the active roster right now, they really needed this pick. And coming to get a good D-lineman in the second round is good. It's very good for the Pharaohs right now.
Yeah, this is a great pick. And not only that, like you said, they don't have any defensive linemen, so they can't afford to have these picks fail. So they have to put everything that they can into them to succeed. So I think that's a great position for them to be in. And the Ghana Gazelles coming up here. It looks like they have back-to-back picks as well. And it'll be their last 2 picks in the draft. Earlier, you're talking about them taking Mike Vick Jr. with the 3rd overall pick, and they could have probably taken Mike Vick in one of these 2 spots. But they went ahead and got a quarterback. They needed a quarterback. Went ahead and grabbed him up. Now they're going after Rodney Speed, wide receiver here with the 12th overall pick. Rodney Speed's been a quiet one so far here in this draft. You haven't really heard much from him. Also a 2-timer here in the draft. Didn't sign any contract last year when he was drafted to the, let's see here. Last year drafted to the Pharaohs, I believe, and didn't sign a contract. Could not get a hold of anyone, so re-entered the draft, and the Gazelles pick him up here to try to pair with Kawan Brown, and let's see who they choose to go with on this next pick here.
I don't really want that pick.
Yeah, Rodney Speed, a questionable one there. We'll have to see how that one plays out, but be surprised if you see him on a roster come week 1. Ooh, great pickup right there. One of my steals of the draft. Honestly, thought he might even fall later than this, even though he should be a top 5 pick. But it's just what teams need, and it is Tyrone Collins, related to Herbo Collins, legendary CWSFL running back.
Oh man, that's power right there. That name holds power, and that's it's great that he actually has the skill to be in the league, getting picked at a good spot to a team that really needs him.
Yeah, I thought there was he could have been maybe a top 5 pick depending on how people were feeling, but man, he fell to the second round. Incredible pick, great job, Gazelles. Questionable wide receiver with that 12th pick. They go right back wide receiver again with that 13th, and they got a great duo for the future in Kawan Brown and Tyrone Collins. Ooh, Jeff Newman going 4th pick in the second round to the Sao Paulo Pumas.
This is a good pick right here. The Pumas are very lackluster when it comes to wide receivers, especially after losing Cade Rez to the free agency. And we got Perky Dingleberry getting a little old.
I agree with you right there. Losing Cabrez hurt, so picking up Jeff Newman here right there as a speed wide receiver, speedy guy. Great pickup. Now we got the Bermuda Blackguard though. Coming up here as we're halfway through the second round. Another team that could really go in any direction. Ooh, and they go linebacker, Lucas Powers.
This pick right here is very good. They drafted 2 linebackers last year. AJ Mayo and Jethro went MIA on the team. He reportedly left the country. So
yeah, he's long gone, and AJ Mayo is not on the team. So hopefully Lucas Powers can make it through the season. But if he does, that is going to be an excellent pickup. So far, Blackguard are killing it in this draft, killing it in this offseason. And they're making great moves right now. But the Houston Stags are back up here. They've been very active here recently in the trades. We'll see if they look to make one or if they decide to stick with this pick here. So they stick with it as they pick up Giga Chad, offensive lineman, going to Houston. Great pickup last season. As everyone knows, our offensive line struggled a lot, especially on special teams when they gave up block kicked after block kicked after block kick. So this is a good pickup to help add to that O-line. There's been a lot of teams active in trades, but so far nobody's pulled a trigger on any of them. We keep hearing things popping around and potential deals, but so far, man, nothing has been set in stone. Hellhounds coming back up for another pick. Like you said, a lot of players that get drafted to the Hounds end up switching positions. Not sure which direction they think they'll go here. Ooh! Wow. Running back.
This is not a great pick.
Well, they don't need a running back, so technically it's not because they don't need a running back, but because of who they picked, it's a great pick. Because if Zach Bodie switches positions, they got an active player for as long as they have him on roster. So it depends how it plays out, but it could turn out to be a very good pick if switches positions. If not, it's a very good trade pieces. If that doesn't happen. But man, Zach Bodie, great pickup right there. Going to the Hellhounds, related to Nathan Bodie, long time Bangkok Panda, one who rings with the Pandas, and now families going to the rival Berlin Hellhounds. The Minnesota Polar Bears take Jen Jettis. Wow, wide receiver. This is fourth wide receiver off the board, going to the Polar Bears.
No, the Polar Bears team looked pretty empty after the last season. They have Ironvonte Adams and Clout as the receivers, but that's pretty much it. So this is a good pickup right here.
Yeah, very good pickup. And Cody Parks, as he continues to get better, it's a great spot for a rookie wide receiver to be in as well. And now we see the Pharaohs come up for their second pick so far this draft, second one this round. They went with a defensive lineman in Crazy Tomato the third earlier at pick 11. So we'll see how they choose to go here at 19th. As again, they need a lot on that defense. So any direction they can go will help out. And they pick up defensive back Ronaldo. Wow.
This is a good pick right here. After I'm pretty sure I had my guys interview Cristiano Ronaldo. He said he was willing to change positions. He said he was active and all that. So this is a great pickup to help their defense.
Yeah, I think this was a great pickup as well. They can add him to the defensive back with CJ Jones, the only other guy they have back there in that unit. Will help beef up the secondary and hopefully a good piece to continue to build on with that defense. And for the final pick here in the second round, we'll have the black guard coming back on the clock. Pick also originally went to the Lancers, like that 10th pick in that first round earlier. Blackguard got it. Got another one from Vancouver. Again, they've been killing it this draft, and with their fourth selection here in the season 11 draft, the Bermuda Blackguard select Tyler Marksman. Wow, came into the draft as a receiver, balled out in a couple prospect games as a receiver, then was like, let me switch to something else. I'm bored with the receiver. Became a kicker. Killed it as kicker into a few prospect games, and now has the last pick here in the second round going to Bermuda.
No, I wanted this guy so bad. I literally told him if he was okay with being the kicker, and I never told him to switch kicker yet, and he just switched kicker.
That is crazy. Tyler Marksman is a great pickup right there. Gonna be a dog of a kicker if we see him continue to stay a kicker. It looks like he's very athletic and can play multiple spots, but that'll do it for 2 rounds here. So far, we already talked about our winners and who we thought won the first round. Second round, I think I'm going to have to go with you on that, like you did on the first round. Blackguard, I think, killed it in that second round right there. Lucas Powers and Tyler Marksman.
Making good picks, good thought out picks. Like not like picks, like just pick him. Like these guys, they know what they're getting.
Oh yeah, those are 2 great as well. They know what they're gonna get. They know what they are expected to have walk into training camp and preseason here in a few weeks. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to see how those picks play out. Now it's time for our third round here in the season 11 CWSFL draft presented by the Around the World Sports Network. So far, it's been a lot of fun. We've had 20 prospects gone off the board. We're about to see who the Argos Pegasi select here. Second pick so far in the draft. They've been very active as well in trying to move around and get some more picks. And it looks like they're going to make a selection here. With the first pick here in the third round of the Season 11 draft, the Argos Pegasi are taking Kenny Cruz, quarterback. Wow. Kenny Cruz did pretty good in some of these prospect games as a quarterback. I believe also even won the Spring Bowl. And I believe also took home offensive MVP as well. So he has a bonus coming here soon. So if he's switching positions, that's going to be a good pickup by the Pegasi.
Yeah, I had sent my scout team out there to watch him play. Have asked him a couple questions. Said he was thrilled to play here. So he's very active. So yeah, I can't wait to get him in Argos.
Now we got the Berlin Hellhounds on the clock here. Second pick in the third round. So far, every player they've drafted is expected to switch positions and to be a useful piece in this upcoming season. And it looks like they're going to kill it again with another great pickup. And they continue to take the best position possible, and that is activeness, and it's Dwayne "The Ron" Swanson. Top tier quarterback, also has an offensive MVP, so we'll be having a bonus, I believe, coming into his first paycheck from that. So great pickup right here. No idea where we're going to see him play because he's just that great of an athlete, but wow. There was a couple teams trying to trade up for him as well, but they figured he would continue to fall into the draft, and guess he fell to the Hellhounds. Blackguard are back on the clock again. Man, they are continuing to dominate this draft. They've taken a receiver, a defensive back, a linebacker, and a kicker, and now they choose to go with Big Prime, like top tier physical wide receiver here that they take in the 3rd round with the 23rd pick. Not a whole lot of film on him coming into this one, but that is a great pickup. They have weapons now. They got receivers for Hunter Jackson to throw to. They got a running back on Umar coming into his 2nd year. Blackguard, they got a great O-line. Y'all gotta watch out for that Blackguard offense over there in the West.
Yeah.
Ooh, Pharaoh's coming in here with a pick. Not sure where they're going to go here in this direction. Will they take the last defensive player on the board and Colton, or are they going to go offense? Ooh, they do. They take an offensive player. Looks like they're going to get a guy to help little Terry out in the quarterback room, and Lord Gold.
Oh, man. Give him a little Terry straight for no reason.
Wow. Not sure where he was going to fall here in this draft, but it looks like he's going to the Pharaohs. May not start right away, and but he's going to be there with little Terry in that quarterback room, and going to kind of try to continue to pave the way for that Pharaohs team. And the Vancouver Lancers are finally on the clock here with their first selection in the draft, all coming all the way down at the 25th overall pick. Wow. I think a lot of people are pretty sure who they're going to take here. The Lancers have been very vocal about who is the only player on their board, and it's nobody other than little Johnny Jr., strong arm quarterback, big gunslinger coming in here to back up Tom Brady Jr., and it's going to be the future quarterback of the Lancers. Are we looking at an Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love type situation here?
Maybe.
Wow, picking the team's future quarterback a few seasons in advance. Ooh, Houston Stags coming back on the clock. This will be their 4th pick here in the draft.
Now, one thing I will say about the Houston Stags is that I had my guys talk to them about rearranging a trade for their pick, and I had got sent this. He said, the GMs from the Stags that said, we had said Philip Allen and Money Mazel in a 3rd for Philip Allen. Now, I didn't accept the trade, but it was just a thought in the back of my head.
Ooh, so that pick was wow, Houston Stags were looking to make some moves here in this draft. But it looks like none of them came through. But they did say Colton, linebacker, right there with the 26th pick, continuing to add to the defense. And that's exactly what they need on the team. Offense is one of the best in the league, so they keep adding to the defense and try to beef it up in a very tough West Division. But the Berlin Hellhounds are back on the clock here, and we'll see what direction they choose to go. And they're going to pick wide receiver Kumar Reynolds. Wow, great pickup right here, especially late into the draft. Not sure how Kumar fell so late into this one, but also amazing pickup, especially when you lost Iron Vontae Adams in free agency to the Polar Bears. So you lost a receiver, and you're able to pick up a receiver here late in the 3rd round. That is a great pickup right there, especially when you don't need one to start right away. You can develop one for a season or two. Hellhounds continuing to be sneaky here with their draft, and it's coming in to be sneaky good as well. Wow. But the 28th overall pick would originally go to the Minnesota Polar Bears, but instead they got in trouble with some tampering this past season and lost a 3rd round pick, and this happens to be the 3rd round pick that's lost. So we'll have a couple more picks here left in this one, as it looks like it'll be the Pharaohs Pegasi Blackguard to round us off. But we got 2 more picks here in this 3rd round before we head into the 4th round for that one and only pick. But we got George Garcia, Caleb Williams, and Pink Lemonade. 3 quarterbacks left on the board. We'll see where they go and where they choose to fall. It's going to be a lot of fun though, because man, 2 of them were quarterbacks in last year's draft. One of them also negotiated a deal with the team, and then things just fell through. So we'll see if the Pharaohs choose to try to take the chance with them, or they choose to let them slide. Who knows? It's gonna be a lot of fun though, seeing how this plays out. Uh-oh. Pharaohs are looking to select with the 29th overall pick here. 9th pick in the 3rd round. The Egypt Pharaohs are taking George Garcia, quarterback. Wow. 2nd quarterback here they will be taking in the draft. Also with Lord Gold. Not sure how either of those will play out, or if even either make a roster. But man, it's gonna be good. Let's see how it plays out in training camp. But the Argos Pegasi are getting ready to come up next on the clock. We'll see which of the 2 prospects they choose to go with. There was a lot of trade negotiating going around here. And finally, we have our first trade of the draft. And that was the Argos Pegasi moving a 4th rounder in the 12th round to trade up here to get the 30th overall pick. They must have saw somebody they wanted, and they not sure, I guess they're confused why they're still here. I don't know, but for some reason, Pegasi traded up for this 30th overall pick. And we're going to see who they're going to take. Caleb Williams, wow, quarterback. Uh-oh. L interception, getting L replaced.
Oh, man.
I have to find out if, I guess, training camp goes Caleb Williams' way, but that is crazy. Look at that. 2nd time in the draft, and this time he's going to the Pegasi. Last year, Caleb Williams fell to the Lancers. Nothing happened with signing on a rookie deal, and well, enters the draft again. And this time he went from being the 42nd pick in the draft to the 30th to the Pegasi. But that'll do it for 3 rounds. We've had 30 prospects taken, and 1 prospect remaining, who will be going to the black card with the 31st overall pick. First pick in the 4th round coming up soon. But wow, what a draft so far. What a night. This has been a great way to get season 11 started. We've had a lot of amazing prospects gone. We've seen a lot of great teams killing it here in the draft, and going out and getting the guys that they want to get. And we've seen a few steals as well that we'll have to talk about here soon. But right now, we're getting ready to see the Blackguard come up and back onto the clock.
One last on board.
Let's see here. Who would the Blackguard choose to take? They had an amazing free agency. Went out and signed Hunter Jackson, top quarterback and possibly top player in free agency. Blackguard went out and made a splash. Got him. And then not only that, they gave him weapons, and they started filling out the defense. Now, how are they going to finish off this draft? And it's going to be nobody other than a quarterback in pink lemonade joining the QB room for the black guard, if he can make the roster after training camp. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see if he does, because that's only just going to help Hunter Jackson and continuing to grow as a QB. Another set of eyes in the room. But that is also the Season 11 Mr. Irrelevant here in the CWSFL. Pink Lemonade did the honors of finishing off the draft here for us with the 31st overall pick. And we've seen now 31 great prospects taken and entered the CWSFL. We'll have to see how many of them get to make it to contracts. Wow. So far, Blackguard did an amazing job in this draft. Also, I think some of these other teams like the Stags, Pharaohs. Honestly, I don't really think any team did a bad job here. I think everybody got got the guys that they wanted, or got somebody that they can work with.
The Blackguards really did what they had to do.
And not only that, they had to do in free agency as well. So they're coming in with a lot this offseason. They're not going to be contenders quite yet. Maybe we'll see. Maybe game planning goes great. But it's going to be a lot of fun seeing how it plays out. We appreciate everybody watching and tuning in.